Hey and welcome back to my channel. My name is Esther and I make videos about dating, sexuality, body positivity, self-development and just other more taboo topics. And today, this is Izzy, which you might have seen in some of my other videos. You say hello? No? You just want to play? Okay. And in today's video, I am going to do the second birth control pill update. I've done one previously, which I'll link up here. Yeah, so basically, long story short, I was off the pill. I was on a pill for like, a combination pill for like 10 years, and I was off of anything for like 3. And then I started taking a mini pill, which is progesterone only, 2 months ago. So I have just started the 3rd strip. So yeah, so I've been trying this out for 2 months, and the plan was to try it out for 3 to 4 months and then see how I would go. I'm sorry, my cat is distracting me. She's being really cute down here. Hello. I think she actually does want some cuddles. But yeah, so I was on that pill, been on that pill for 2 months now, a little longer. In the previous video, I barely had any side effects. I think the only thing that had happened that I don't think I mentioned actually in that video is the first, like, I had 2 migraines within like the first week, which before that I hadn't had any migraines for months. So I don't know if that was related to that, but after those 2 migraines I haven't had any more, so I don't know if that was related to stress or to that pill. But yeah, so as I just said, I was planning on using this pill for 3 to 4 months and then kind of decide if I wanted to keep taking it or not. But basically, since being on this pill, I've had periods every single week, which I knew was a side effect, so I was kind of like trying to push through and hoping that it will get better. But after 2 months, it was still exactly the same. So I was literally having periods every weekend. I was still having my normal periods on time, but then I had like all these weird, I can't even really call them breakthrough bleedings, because you don't stop taking this pill and it doesn't really like stop you from having periods. So, but I would have all these weird bleeding in between. So sometimes it was just like spotting for a few days, but sometimes it was full 5, 6, 7 days of like full on like bleeding like periods, which I guess it worked as birth control, but not really the way I intended it to. So basically I think the longest I've been without any bleeding is like 5 or 6 days in these whole 2 months, and other than that I've been having periods all the time. So I was gonna, you know, just suck it up and keep on going, but as it was still exactly the same, there was no improvement at all after 2 months. So I had a doctor's appointment yesterday, which, because we are on lockdown pretty much, was over the phone. But yeah, my doctor pretty much said like, yeah, if it hasn't improved at all so far, I don't think it will, because it is the main side effect, and usually she said it either solves itself pretty quickly or it just doesn't. So she said you can try it out another month or 2, but she doubted that it would get any better, and I was kind of like over it. So I actually stopped taking it yesterday. So we'll see if my periods and stuff are going back to normal right away or what happens. So maybe I'll make an update video about that, like a month later, if everything went back to normal or not. But yeah, other side effects. Not really side effects. I sort of had this breakdown thing going on at some point, which I don't know if that was because I was doing these treatments for something else, which I also have a video about, which I will link here. But yeah, I had this one day and I was just like crying, and I was like, I don't know if this is stress, like what the hell is going on? And then the next day I was fine, so I assume it was just a hormonal thing, which I normally never have. Like, I never get like PMSy or moody or mood swings like around my period or anything. So that was a little bit unusual for me. So yeah, that was another thing that happened. And then like my acne did get a bit worse, but I wouldn't say that was necessarily, well, it was because of the pill, but it wasn't necessarily that I got all these breakouts all of a sudden. It was just I would get like normal. Every time I have a period, I get like this one really bad like cystic pimple. But because I was having periods every week, I just kept getting them all the time. So that was kind of the only way I knew that I was getting another period, because my normal periods I still have like the cramping and stuff that I normally have, but with the other ones I don't have any other symptoms except for like a pimple or something. So that's kind of how I knew, because one weekend I thought I had escaped the periods, but I got like this pimple on Saturday and I was like, oh, but I wasn't having a period, so I was like, okay, well maybe it's just a pimple. And then I got my period the next day. So yeah, so basically I have stopped taking this pill now and I am not planning on going back on it. And yeah, so I don't have a lot of other options. So the only other options are pretty much Implanon, which is like the thing in your arm, which I don't really want to do, which even my doctor kind of, she said you can do it, but she kind of doesn't recommend that either, because it only works properly for like 30% of people. So I don't really want to do that either. The other thing would be like an IUD, which I find a bit too invasive. Like, I don't like putting stuff in my body for a non-medical reason that I cannot take out myself. That's why I was taking this pill, because I was like, well, if it doesn't work out, I can just stop taking it. But if you get Implanon or like an IUD, you can just take it out. So yeah, so I don't really want to do that. She said I could maybe try like a diaphragm or something, which I don't know that much about. So if you've ever tried that, please let me know in the comments, because I need to do some research on that, because I don't know. But yeah, so I guess it will be going back to just condoms then, which, you know, it's not really relevant is this time because we are all in lockdown. So, you know, I guess that will help as birth control too. But yeah, so that is my little update. It didn't really work out the way I hoped it would, but yeah, I gave it a try and I'm just gonna go back to doing the normal thing. Maybe I'll try, because I know you can track your cycle, so maybe I'll try something like that. So if any one of you have used any apps or anything for that, or have any resources that I can look at to figure out how to do that, because I don't necessarily trust myself, but I figure it's better than nothing. So I might try that. And yeah, so that was like my little update on my pill journey that kind of failed. But thank you for watching. I hope to see you next time. And yeah, leave a comment. Subscribe if you like my content. Hit the notification bell if you want to keep updated on all my posts and videos I upload. And yeah, I hope to see you next time. Bye!